Hi, and welcome to the reinforcement learning track on DataFest Online. To start from, let me introduce myself. My name is Sergey, and I'm a huge fan of RL. Starting from my institute days, I became interested in this topic and still continue to study it. I especially found the subtopics like sample efficiency, lifelong learning, and real-world applications for RL. In this video, I would like to give you a short introduction to the topic, introduce our speakers to you, and of course, keep you interested in the theme of reinforcement learning. So let's start. Reinforcement learning is an area of machine learning concerned with how software agents should take action in an environment in order to maximize the notion of cumulative reward. For example, in the breakout game, the agent's goal is to destroy the maximum number of blocks and stay alive. These questions of how could we train such agents to do this are being explored in the field of reinforcement learning. Thanks to such general problem statement, reinforcement learning can be applied in completely different areas like games, robotics, recommendations, or even medical treatment. While RL is still considered more of an academic discipline, some of its results are already being used in the industry. Moreover, you can easily start practicing some of the advanced RL techniques at home on your own. In this track, we have been able to gather speakers from both academia and industry, as well as from advanced pet projects. That being said, I hope you can explore reinforcement learning from different perspectives during this track. Our first speaker will be Anton Pechenko and his pet project on bringing OpenAI Gene Pendulum to the real world. I hope this presentation would inspire you for some homemade projects too. Our next speaker would be Alexander Grushin from Samsung AI Center with his talk on controlling overestimation bias with truncated mixture of continuous distributional quantile critics. This work was presented on last ICML and brings us new state-of-the-art results of the continuous actions control space RL. Continuing the topic of off-policy RL, Changtong Zhang from the University of Oxford will talk about off-policy evaluation with gradient dice. This topic could be really interesting for RL practitioners who like to use RL in the real-world applications. After that, Fedor Chervinsky, a computer vision lab lead from Arrival, will present their last research on bringing RL experiment live from simulation environment to real world. Next speaker, Boris Voskresensky and Several Cells team will present their industrial success story on using a reinforcement learning agent for the adaptive speed regularization on a metallurgical picking line. RL for really heavy things presentation. Last but not least, Alexey Petrenko, a PhD student in robotics embedded system lab at the University of South California, will present his last work on Sample Factory, a new on-policy RL training system optimized for speed. With such open source tool, he managed to get new state-of-the-art results on sample efficiency for Doom benchmark. I hope you enjoyed our speakers and are interested in the topic of reinforcement learning now. Moreover, if you have any question about the reinforcement learning track, feel free to write me anytime. Thank you for watching and see you on the RL side.